everybody, this is Cheri from dgsundry.blogspot.com, and I am so excited to be bringing you week 2 of Crafty Fun with Aunt Cheri. Now this week is the 4th of July, and so we are going to do a 4th of July craft. But first, let's go back and review our memory verse from last week. Remember, it was Proverbs 20 verse 11, and it says, "Even a child is known by his deeds, whether what he does is pure and right." I hope that all of you have taken the time to memorize that. And this week we have a new verse. This verse is one of my favorite verses that's in the Bible, and it is John 3:16. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life." What does that mean? It means that God loved us so much that he sent his Son because he doesn't want us to perish. He doesn't want us to live life without him. And so he sent his Son so that we wouldn't have to. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be learning more of what that means. So I hope you memorize this verse and are ready for next week. Now, today, as I mentioned, we're doing a 4th of July craft. Now, if you're one of my little people and I sent you a box, this is kind of a heads up, and this is a heads up for the moms. We are a week behind where I plan to be. So if you have already pulled out the stuff for week 2, I want you to go back and put it back because we're skipping week 2 and we're doing week 3. We'll come back next week and do week 3, or week 2, I'm sorry. But this one is a specific 4th of July craft. So this is for week 3, even though it's only week 2. So I'm going to pull out what's inside my bag, and let's see. We have some paper in red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. And then we have some other things in there. Let me pull out in my bag what I have. I have some things that look like pins. This is just a scrap of trash. Some things that look like pins and a magnet. And we'll talk about those later. I'm going to set that aside. And there's something else in here. There should be enough of these in your bags so that each one of you will have a heart and a star. And we are going to be making a craft with these. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to set that aside. And then I want you to take your red, white, and blue paper. You should each have your own sheet. And I want you to take it and I want you to tear it into pieces about that size. So what I want you to do right now is pause the video, and I want you each to tear up each one of your pieces and then set it in a pile so that you have a red pile, a white pile, and a blue pile. And then come back and watch the rest of the video. But before you do, also bring your nice bottle of glue with you. Okay, so I'll see you back in just a minute. Okay, you should all be back, and you should have 3 piles like I've got here. I have my red pile, I have my white pile, I have my blue pile. And I've got my piles all made and ready to go. Now, if some of those went off camera, I'm sorry. If you'll notice, I even have red and blue fingernails. Now, I have the heart piece. And this is a star, I know, I'm trying to grab the heart. And I have the heart and the star here. And what we're going to be making is we're either going to be making pins that you can wear on the 4th of July, or you can make it as a magnet. You can do whichever one you want. Now, for those of you that are older, or any of you, if you have paints at home and you want to paint your star like I have here, I took my blue star and I painted it. I took some blue paint and I painted it on both sides. So if you have paint that's either red, white, or blue, you wouldn't really want to use any of the other colors. But if it's any of those colors and you have some and you want to paint your star or your heart, go ahead and then turn off the video and go ahead and paint it and then come back. But if you don't, that's okay because it'll still work. So we're going to set those aside, and now I'm just going to take my heart and my star. Now, if you are not one of my little people and you don't have a heart and a star, I use my Cricut to make it, but you don't have to. Go find your cookie cutters or some other heart or star pattern and trace it. Either you can do that or you can have your mom do that for you, and you can trace it out, and then you'll have a star and a heart. Now I am going to take a ruler. You don't have to use a ruler, you can just draw, but I'm going to take a ruler and I am going to draw 3 lines. I'm going to draw a line here and a line, let's see, I went too far, let's go more like here. Now that will be covered up, so I'm not too worried because my line's not too dark. So I've got 3 lines. Well, I have 4, but we won't count that one. And then I'm going to do the same with my star. Now you can draw them whatever way. I think this one we're going to do a little differently. I'm going to go here and here. So I've got 3 different sections with my 2, actually I only drew 2 lines, sorry. I drew 2 lines on my star. As you can see here, I've got 2 lines. So I have 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. So I think I am going to start with the star. And I'm going to take my glue. Now remember, my glue looks different than yours, but you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either take your glue and you can rub it all over one section. You only want to do one section at a time of your star, or if you want to, you could also do it right on the paper, but I think it's going to be easier to do the one section. Now if you see what I'm doing here, I'm squishing up my paper so it's all wrinkly. Then I'm going to kind of unfold it and I'm going to cut it off or pull off the piece I don't want, and then I'm just going to glue it right there, just like that. We'll kind of push it up, and then we'll get another red piece and we'll kind of smoosh it up just like that. It just kind of looks neat if it's all smushed up. Smoosh it up and glue it down just like that. Now the fun thing about your glue is, even though you can still see some glue right now, your white glue, if you are one of my little people and it's the glue that I sent you, the glue should dry clear so you won't be able to see the glue when you're all done. So I'm almost done with my red section here. All smushed up little pieces of paper. And it looks like I need a little bit more glue right there in that spot. And there we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing. The next section I'm going to do is going to be the white section, and then I'm going to do the blue section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to do my white section and my blue section, and you can do the same thing. Pause the video and do all of your sections, okay? Okay, so I was able to get my star all glued. So we've got the red, white, and blue. And then I also did the heart, but the heart that I did, instead of being the brown one, I did the blue one. So you can see the difference where I have the browns coming up here. Instead, I have the blue coming up here. So that is my heart and my star for the 4th of July. Now we're going to finish it off. So if yours hasn't dried yet, you might want to wait a little bit, but you can turn it over on the back, just like that. Now, in your bag, you'll find that I have sent you some pins if you're one of my little people, and then there's also some magnets, so you can choose what you want to do. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to make the heart one into a pin. So how you do that is, this has some paper on it. You just peel that paper off just like that, and let's see, which way does it open? It doesn't matter. So then you want it to be straight for the way you want to wear it. So if you want to wear it at an angle, then you put it at an angle, but I'm going to put mine right in the middle, and you just press it right down and it's already sticky. So now I could wear it if I wanted to. And then you do the magnet the same way. One side's black and one side's white. You pull the white paper off, and there's sticky stuff underneath it, and you just stick it down and then you have a magnet. So I have a magnet to put on my refrigerator of a red, white, and blue heart for the 4th of July. Now, for the moms out there, this is not an idea that I came up with. There were a couple of these that I had to go get some help on, and this is one of them. So if you look in the link below the video, you'll find the site where I found this fun craft, and they may have some other ones there that you might like too. I don't know. So here we have a heart and a star for the 4th of July. And before we go, let's review our memory verse. That says John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. So there we have our verse for this week. Be sure and have your moms let me know if you have it memorized. And you guys have a great day. Love y'all. Bye.